A lot of people have been waiting for this. This will be my very best live, and this will be the video that will wake up many people. And then if they read my book, which I'm releasing the 20th of December 2012, okay, like how England hosted the Olympics in 2012, you'll see how big the number 32 is. 20 plus 12 is 32. I was thinking the 21st of December 2112 for your 33. Something tells me I've got to get it out there tomorrow. So what I'm going to reveal here is what nobody in the world is going to be able to reveal to you. Ain't anybody. What I'm about to reveal. And people on my website, people who followed me for 2 years, thanks for everything. You'll see I said you had to bet on Argentina 18 months ago at 11-1 before they even qualified for the World Cup. What I found with Maradona, with Messi, with the Pope, with Aguero's retirement. I'll get this straight now for people who might be coming in the chat thinking, here he is, he's going to act like he knows it all. I have 20 plus videos saying this and more posts. I said before the World Cup began, a year and a half ago, if you bet on England, Argentina, or Brazil at the beginning, and one of them wins, you will win a big profit. Let's get this out of the way before I get into all the codes. I said Argentina are 11-1. I said England are 8-1 or 9-1. Brazil are 6-1. So if you put $100 on each team, you're going to be guaranteed a minimum of $300 profit. If England win, you get $600 profit. If Argentina win, you get $800 profit. People in my community won 27 grand on Argentina, 12 grand, 8 grand, all sorts. That ain't why I do it. I don't gamble. So somebody said to me, how can I trust you if you don't even take your own picks? It's naive. I don't gamble because I think it's personally satanic. I get more pleasure in revealing it. I have plenty of money. I don't need extra money. I make money from my site. I make money from my coaching company. I make money from teaching English. I make money from YouTube. I make money from my books. I make money from life coaching. I don't need any more extra money. So I don't gamble. And it allows me to code with a clear mind. If people win a ton of money off my picks, congratulations. A girl called Vicky told me she took Argentina from my pick and she's taking a family out for dinner tonight. That's how I see it. Brilliant. I love all of that. Money comes and goes. This knowledge doesn't. The economy can crash at any point. This knowledge won't be taken off me. I've found God. That'll never be taken away from me. When you truly find God, you never go back. You'll never go back. Thank you so much, Maverick X. Yep, that is one of the stats in my book, but I'll read it out. It's 606 weeks and 6 days since Osama bin Laden died. Argentina lost to Saudi Arabia early in the tournament. Bin Laden was born in Saudi Arabia. Yep. 666. The final was also 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day after the 11-year anniversary of bin Laden dying. 9/11, Flight 11, when you have American Airlines Flight 11, the domestic passenger flight that was hijacked by 5 Al-Qaeda terrorists on 9/11. And this World Cup final was 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day after the 11-year anniversary of bin Laden dying. I told you this FIFA World Cup would be incredibly satanic. It would be connected to the royal family. It would be connected to 9/11. It would be connected to the book of Revelation. And I've proven it. I proved it with the final, guys. I've raved on about 33 and 42 more than anyone you can ever imagine for 2 years. It finished 3-3 and 4-2 on penalties. Now check this out. I was born on 33 and 42 date numerology. I did a post on Twitter on 11/9 telling everybody that because I had on that day 11/9, which can be written 9/11. This is organic because God's guiding me at this point. I posted this. On 11/9, I follow 42 people on Twitter and I have 3,300 followers. I often talk about 33 with my awakening and Jesus, and I talk about number 42 with the beast. I was born on 33 and 42 date numerology. So what do we have in this World Cup final? 3-3, 4-2 on penalties. You don't think I'm being guided by God at this point? Okay? I clearly am. So Argentina just become 3-3 in World Cup finals. 3-3, 3 wins, 3 losses. They did it after drawing 3-3, after extra time. Jesus died 33 AD. I always talk about 73 and 37. All right, all the time. It's why I predicted Tom Brady would go 7-3 in Super Bowls in the 21st year, the 21st century, and then he retired on 2-1, February the 1st, because 73 is the 21st prime. It's why Queen Elizabeth was married to Prince Philip for 73 years, and she got married at age 21. All right, 73 plus 21 is 94, just like Prince Philip died 9-4. Just like George Bush Sr. died at age 94. Then you have 37. The 2018 World Cup final was on the 15th of July, 15-7. 157 is the 37th prime. 37 is the 12th prime. So these are reflections which are key. 73 is the 21st prime. 37 is the 12th prime. Okay? What's 21 plus 12? It's 33. 33 is incredibly important with Jesus, with the occult. Highest degree of Freemason is 33 degree, but it's an enormous number, it's 33. When you actually study the importance of it, you'll see the significance. And it's not just because of the Freemasons like Hubbard and people will tell you who are average to mediocre coders. So when you think about 33, the short answer is numerology and a ratio known as phi, which is 1.618. Because, guys, the importance of thirds in scripture has to do with the universal laws of nature and balance. Why I'm saying this at 10:33 my time, I just looked. So judgment is often poured out in thirds. That's why a third of the stars of heaven fell with Satan. A third of the angels, 33.3%. All right? Because it's to do with judgment, which connects to Judgment Day, which is approaching. So the mark of the beast is 666. All right? And when you think about 666, if you divide that number by 2, it's 333. You had both Argentina and France, okay? Argentina and France in the group, they both had a 66.6% win ratio. They won 2, they drew 0, they lost 1. They won 2 out of 3 games. 2/3 is 66.6%. It's why Michael Jordan won number 23. It's why Messi opened the scoring after 23 minutes, because 2/3 is 66.6%. It's why Messi scored 2 out of 3 goals in the group stages, 66.6%. The GOAT, the Baphomet. Messi, who wore the black robe at the end for the Grim Reaper, because there's going to be mass death in 2023 when that guy turns 36. Like I predicted Super Bowl 56 to be 2023. Like I said, Odell Beckham would get the opening touchdown and Osama bin Laden died on David Beckham's 36th birthday. Ain't anyone who can code at my level, not one person. So Hubbard, again, I saw you on NetVoid's show. Somebody sent me the link yesterday. NetVoid, I really like you. You've always been good to me. You actually told Hubbard that I told you Argentina would win it over a year ago. And he's still telling everyone I never mentioned Argentina, even though I've sent him the link of my Aguero video from over a year ago, talking about how his retirement at age 33 was a sacrifice for Argentina. So Hubbard, the more you try and attempt to call me out, the more you expose yourself, because I'm literally on a different planet to you, and you know it now. And you can't even look in the camera talking about me, can you? So the 33 is really big. You've got the 33 vertebrae in the human spine. You've got Jesus, who died 33 AD. Messi is known as the Messiah. He is the false Messiah. And I always tell you about these false prophets like Messi and Ronaldo and the Pope and the presidents. I've told you about all of this because it's biblical. When you learn about the Bible and the book of Revelation and you have the Holy Spirit in you, you can code at my level. Until then, you're not going to be able to. Why do you think people like Hubbard is such a mediocre coder? Because he doesn't believe in Jesus. He still thinks it's the Freemasons and the Jesuits. Until you discover Jesus, you are always going to be a bang average coder at best. At best. So, again, 33 is super important in the occult circles. And scripture warns us Satan's a counterfeit to God. God's number is 33 and all the sevens with God and Jesus. So Satan counterfeits it. That's why he's got the Messiah, Messi, Leo the Lion. I knew the Lions were huge. That's why the 3 Lions, I really did like England, but I really liked Argentina. I've pinned my post on Argentina weeks ago. Over a year ago, I posted my Argentina code on my Patreon, which got removed. And do you know when it got removed, ladies and gentlemen? When did mine get removed? 26, the 20th of June. 2 months and 6 days after my birthday, where I turned 36. Messi just played in his 26th World Cup game, breaking the record. He broke Mateus's record. 26 is the God number. All right? 26 letters in the alphabet. And anyone saying this had nothing to do with the Queen, again, you're not operating on a high enough level to try and attempt to call me out. The Queen's death was massive with revelation, which is what this is all about. It's what this is all about. Queen Elizabeth died 9/8/2022, 101 days before the World Cup final. Like her mother died at age 101. 101 is the 26th prime. It's why Messi has now played 26 games at the World Cup. And the 26, that most beautiful number, is his final appearance, which he won. All right, 2 + 6 is 8. I've told you how big 8 is. He lost the World Cup final 8 years ago. In this World Cup, there was 8 penalties taken, 8 minutes of added time. The Golden Boot winner was Mbappe with 8 goals. I did my video about 8 with England going out in the last 8, which was incredible, and how big 8 is with Elizabeth, how connected she is with 26, 62, and 53. And when you add up 2 + 6 or 6 + 2 or 5 + 3, it gets you your 8. I've told you how huge this all is. I've been saying it for 2 years. I have videos backing it all up, all saved on my USBs if YouTube decides to get rid of me. All saved. Everything I've been saying. Go back from my first ever video and watch what I've done. Watch what I've said and how I've connected it all. That's led to this. That's led to the greatest book you're probably ever going to read other than the Bible or the book of Revelation. If you want to be woken up by this knowledge, read my World Cup book, which I'm going to spend about 10, 11, 12 hours on again today. If you really want to see what this knowledge is all about and wake up your friends, you send them my World Cup book. You send them my Queen book. You send them my Kobe book and see what they say after that. And if they can't accept it, they probably never will. They probably never will. So again, going back to this 33, Satan's a counterfeit of God. All right. And of course, a third of the angels fell from heaven with Lucifer. So he believes that 33 or 33.3 is connected to him. Why do you think Brady retired with 333 days left in the year? And he won Super Bowl 55 on 2/7, like 27, and 3 times 3 times 3 is 27. Why do you think that happened? Okay? Because it's all coded. All these goats that people worship, Messi, Brady. Why do you think they call them the GOAT? Do you think it's because it's the greatest of all time? Or do you think it's the Baphomet who works for Satan, who has both male and female genitalia? You don't think it's that? You don't think it's that? It clearly is. They worship the Baphomet. Messi, the more you study Messi, the more you see that he's a demon. He literally looks like a demon. Di Maria looks like a demon. There were people on my Patreon saying they thought Di Maria and Messi would score in the World Cup final because of all the code. Do you think it's a coincidence? Yeah, I believe Jesus died 9/11, Georgie, in my heart and soul. And I'll tell you, right now, that Jesus didn't die on December the 25th. I'll tell you right now how they've mocked Jesus with Messi. Somebody, no pro. I said, put your money on Argentina, England, and Brazil. If one of them win the World Cup, you'll get a massive profit. I will be majorly shocked if any other nation wins it. I told you all it would not be a new nation before the tournament began. I told you the World Cup final would be a European nation against a South American nation. I told you all of this. So all of you people right now who are saying you said England, I also said Argentina before England at 11-1 before they qualified for the World Cup. So if you want to keep throwing, you said England, I also said Argentina. What's your point? I got almost every World Cup game correct. Bang on. To a T. You will see in my book. $7. And I'll tell you why it's going to be $7, which is peanuts. Should be way more, but $7 because it means something to me. And I'm going to say it right now. One element of this will make me a little bit emotional. The rest of it, it won't. So I'll start with the emotional part. And then you're going to see how big the number 7 is to me. Of course, 11's my number. My mum lives at number 7. My dad lives at 11. Like 7-11. 7 times 11 is 77. Like Neymar has 77 goals for Brazil to match Pele's 77 goals. I'll tell you why Messi got 7 goals in 7 World Cup games right now. Script Unveiled, much love to you. Similar to me, you said Argentina about 8 months ago. Script sent me a message yesterday saying thank you. Basically, my code guided him. It didn't dictate what he found. I believe Script found some amazing stuff. All credit to Script, all credit to God. And Hubbard, again, speaking to NetVoid yesterday, Hubbard, can you stop calling me a student of you? I'm doing God's work, not the devil's work like you. I came across your work 2.5 years ago. Right? I'm not your student, mate. If anything, you should be sat down making notes right now. And if you want to tell everyone about how arrogant and cocky I am, tell them. But stop telling people I'm your student. I am a different planet to you, Hubbard. I'm not your student. Just because I found you work or you found the work before me doesn't mean that I'm your student. People on my website, guys, you're not students of me. You're supporting my work. You're not my students. All right? Don't let people mock you like that. No, nobody's student. So listen to this. I'm just going to give you bits and bats of what I've got here. Going back to Messi, all right? Going back to Messi. Messi has 13 World Cup goals. He came in with 6. He now has 7. 6 times 7 is your 42. Just like he got his 42nd all-time trophy. Just like the player who got the winning penalty for Argentina, whereas number 4 for Argentina, number 2 for Sevilla. Just like the winners of the World Cup Argentina got 42 million. All right, prize money. I can go on all day with the 42. I know why England was so connected to this. It's because they won the World Cup in 66 when the year of Church of Satan was founded. They won that World Cup final 4-2. I've realized all the incredible 1966 finds that I made were all connected to the Church of Satan. England obviously won the World Cup in 66. Number 6 lifted the trophy, 666, wearing red. Anton LaVey, guys, was the founder of the Church of Satan. He was born in 1930. 1930 was the year of the first ever World Cup. It was the Church of Satan and the demons behind the World Cup. It has been since 1930 to 2022. Anton LaVey founded the Church of Satan in San Francisco in 1966, 36 years after he was born. I gave my 36 riddle for Argentina 18 months ago, right after Maradona died. Pope Francis was born in 36, who's Argentinian. The World Cup final was a day after his birthday, where he turned 86. All right? Where he turned 86. One day after he turned 86. Coronavirus was declared a global pandemic exactly 18 years and 6 months after 9/11, 186. Argentina won the World Cup in 86. 86 is the year that I was born. Tell me I wasn't made to do this. I was born in 86. I've got a song about it. I was born in 86. Now I see through Satan's tricks. Since decoding this matrix, truth is where I get my kicks. Got a song about it. I was born in 86. All right? I'm 36. Messi turns 36 next year. The World Cup final was 6 months and 6 days before he turns 36. 6 times 6 is 36. It's why he came into this World Cup with 6 World Cup goals. 6 in 19. 6 in 19. Like Michael Jordan was drafted 619. 619. I've told you all of the connections with Messi and Jordan. It's all in my book. It's all in my book. The other 36 is Maradona died with 36 days left in the year. All right, Maradona died 24 months and 23 days before the World Cup final. 2423. The 360th prime. I told you, 360 is a circle, the circle of life. A circle's 360 degrees. Messi has just basically done the exact same thing as Maradona. And again, you'll see it in my book. I don't know why this siren's going off here. Maybe it's the fire brigade to come and put me out because I'm on fire. Woo! 2.5 years of doing this day in, day out, 12, 13, 14 hours a day, coding every sport at the highest level. I can't remember the last code I got wrong. 12 out of 12 in the last NFL picks. NBA just ruining it. I said the other day, Cleveland will win the next 2. They'll beat the Pacers and they'll beat Dallas. One point, there was 650 in play. Other day, there were plus 400 in play. They won them both because they became 2011 for the season. 2011. That's when the World Cup began. 2011 was Joe Biden's 80th birthday. Numerology, that's 8. Most of you don't know this. This World Cup began on the 75-year anniversary of Queen Elizabeth marrying Prince Philip. Nobody knew that, did they? Because I kept half of this stuff on my book. I didn't even tell my website. You're telling me this World Cup began on the anniversary of Queen Elizabeth getting married? You're telling me this World Cup began on Joe Biden's birthday? 46th president, 4 sixes is 66.6%. It's why I told you all LeBron will stay 4-6 about a year and a half ago in NBA Finals. Mr. Hubbard's telling you he's going to go 6-6 because LeBron James equals 66. Yeah, it also equals 35 other different ciphers, you muppet. So many 36s. I told you all the Argentina's coach. The final was 30 weeks and 6 days after he turned 44. They won their first ever World Cup 44 years ago. Why do you think Ronaldo went out exactly 44 weeks after his birthday? And Argentina equals 44. I told you all England's dialing code's plus 44. I told you about the 4 horsemen. Argentina came into the World Cup with a 36-game undefeated run. I talked about 36 in Argentina before they had the run. The only game they lost was against Saudi Arabia, the Kingdom of Arabia. God is handing over the kingdom of earth to Satan. Green is the 4th horseman, which is death. What's the color of Saudi Arabia's jerseys? Green. Everything I've been saying, honestly, there's statues of all these knobheads around the world. Get one of me, what I've called. All right? These Muppet Masons, Satanists, statues of them everywhere. Millions of followers, millions of subs. What, for being false prophets? For being liars? So Messi, 13 goals, 8 assists at World Cups. All right? Huge. Obviously, he got the 13th goal with 13 days left in the year. 13's the 6th prime. It was Argentina's 6th World Cup final. But you got 13 times 8 is 104. I was born on the 104th day of the year because I'm connected to all of this. I have been and I've shown it with the organic codes that I've done. I was born on the 104th day of 1986. Messi, 13 World Cup goals, 8 assists. 13 times 8 is 104. All right? And then you have this. Zachariah 13-8. In the whole land, declares the Lord, 2/3 will be struck down and perish, yet 1/3 will be left in it. I'll say that again. Zechariah 13:8. In the whole land, declares the Lord, 2/3 will be struck down, that's 66.6%, and perish, yet 1/3 will be left in it. Zechariah 13:8. Messi, 13 World Cup goals, 8 assists. He has more goal involvements than any player in the history of the World Cup. They've officially made him the GOAT. You were born a span of 77 days before Argentina winning the World Cup. Wow. Thank you, Script. Right, I'm gonna tell you why that's so big. Script, you've given me goosebumps. That's going in the book. So you played a role in the book. Give me a second. I've got so much to say here. And this is me talking about Argentina. Imagine what I've got for the whole World Cup. Let me find my 77 script. Jeez, I've made so many notes already today. Not even got started. This could be a long one, guys. Where's my 7? Here it is. Thank you. Right, this code I'm about to do here, that I'm about to give you, I've gone off point. It's what I do. You nailed it on the Morocco way in red. Thank you. I got nearly every pick right in the World Cup, goal scorers. But again, it's about revealing deception for me, not making people money. That's their choice, their free will. So listen to this. Listen to this. Adam started decoding at 34. Argentina won 3-4. What do you mean by they won 3-4? I know Messi won his first ever trophy for Argentina at age 34, and the Copa America was his 34th appearance. I had my awakening at 33 years old. All right? And it was connected to Kobe Bryant, but mainly coronavirus, because that's when I started writing my book, The Illusion. Coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 11/3. 11 times 3 is 33. If I didn't write that book, The Illusion, which led me to gematria, whilst writing it, and gematria is one of the last topics of the book, I wouldn't be having this YouTube channel right now. Messi scored his 98th goal for Argentina. France won the World Cup in 98. What you need to know about Messi, let me break this down, then I'll go back to the 77, because I can go all day long here. I told you how connected Queen Elizabeth was to this World Cup. You're going to see. Told you, England's called the Three Lions. Jesus was the Lion of Judah. Messi's called Leo the Lion. Okay? Messi, he made his 26th World Cup appearance in the World Cup final. Queen equals 26. Born in 26. Coronated on a date that can be written 2/6. Became the Queen on 2/6. Her dad died on 2/6. England got knocked out of the World Cup 26 days after King Charles's birthday. Elizabeth died 2 months and 6 days before King Charles's birthday. All right? Her mother died at age 101, the 26th prime. The World Cup final was 101 days after the Queen died, the 26th prime. Messi comes into this World Cup final with 96 World Cup goals. No, 96 international goals. The Queen died at 96. England hosted Euro 96. Messi scored 2 goals in the World Cup final to officially become the GOAT. 96 plus 2 is 98. The Queen died at age 96 on 9/8. And I said the Queen would die over 2 years ago. I have a book about it. You'll see how her death connected to Argentina winning the World Cup. You'll see how her death resulted in England going out in the quarterfinal to France. Who scored for France in the quarterfinal against England that knocked them out? Who was it? Number 8, number 9. When did the Queen die? 8-9. So, again, I don't need to silence people. Anyone who doesn't acknowledge my work at this point, I've told you, they're either supremely envious and jealous of the gift that I have from God. They're either Satanists or they're in complete denial and spiritually dead to dismiss my work. You can say, well, you said this and that didn't happen. That's fine, of course, because I ain't perfect, not designed to be perfect. Humans will never be perfect. I'm fully aware I could get 99% every month. I'll still get called out for the one game that I got wrong. The one thing. Somebody's going on about, where's the explosion? I didn't say it was going to happen. You'll see in my book all the 9/11 numbers, all the stuff connected to bin Laden. You'll see why I came up with the thought of maybe there'll be an explosion during or right after the World Cup. You'll see why. You'll see why I said it. Now let's go to these 77s. In my book, I've called this Merry Christmas Messiah. Okay. No, I didn't say the internet would shut down. I said that there would be issues with it. And the date in which I predicted, there was major issues with it in New Zealand and a few other nations. Pretty much what I've said over 2 years, pretty much the majority has been bang on. And you know it deep down. I said there'd be a cyber attack on a specific date. There was, but it was in New Zealand. So go watch the video. So what France goals 80 and 81, which is 89. Yeah, it is in numerology. That's fantastic. 8 plus 0 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. That's a great spot, Adam. I hadn't even noticed that. So listen to these 77s. Merry Christmas, Messiah. Argentina won the 2022 World Cup final. This is one of the reasons, by the way, I'm going to charge you $7 for my book. I don't even know if you can get a Big Mac meal for that. Argentina won the 2022 World Cup final 7 days before Christmas. Christmas is a satanic pagan celebration that is observed on 12/25. Told you how big 37 is. Add up 12 and 25, you get 37. 12th prime. Christmas is in the 12th month. In the joke shop of a calendar that we have, which is all connected to the Catholic Church and Pope Gregory. That's why it's the Gregorian calendar. So 1225, like 1225, the date of Christmas Day. That's the 49th triangular number. Revelation equals 49. Antichrist equals 49. Prince Philip died on 49. The guy who said he wanted to come back as a deadly virus. All the way back in the 80s. So 7 times 7 equals 49. And Messi, who has 7 Ballon d'Ors, ended the 2022 World Cup with 7 goals in 7 games. Notice, guys, that Messi finished this World Cup with 7 World Cup goals this tournament and 3 assists. Who's been raving on about 73? Messi, 7 goals, 3 assists. Queen Elizabeth was married for 73 years. I predicted Brady would go 7-3 in Super Bowls before that season began, the season of Super Bowl 55. 73 is connected to pi. Okay? It's connected to pi, which is that infinite number. Brady retired 22 seasons, 7 rings. 227 is the 49th prime. 22 divided by 7 is 3.14, which is pi. Pi is the 73rd day of the year, Pi Day, March the 14th. Steph Curry's birthday, who broke all those records, who I told you all 6 months before the NBA season began, the Warriors would win it. I told you Steph Curry would get the MVP in the finals. I told you he'd get the MVP at 9-1 in that All-Star game, which he did. Tried to tell you all Steph Curry was born in the same hospital as LeBron. I told you all months and months before it happened, the NBA Finals would finish 4-2. The Warriors beat the Celtics 4-2. I told you all the Stanley Cup Final, the Avalanche would win 4-2 before it began. It finished 4-2. I told you all the World Series this year would finish 4-2. It finished 4-2. I got them all right. 42 times 3 is 126. 1,260 days is 42 months. It's why Kobe Bryant died on 126 in the 42nd year of his life, and the 2020 Champions League final was on Kobe Bryant's 42nd birthday. Messi's just got his 42nd all-time trophy. The beast reigns for 42 months. Start getting that in your head now. And why you're seeing all the 8s is because of that. 4 times 2 is 8. So, and then you've got script telling me that I was born a span of 77 days before Argentina won the World Cup in 86. So 35 has been massive with Argentina all the World Cup. I've told you they've scored a couple of goals after 35 minutes. By the way, before the World Cup final, Argentina came into that World Cup final. If you combine the timings of all their goals coming into that final, 616 minutes. Thank you so much, Don. How you doing, brother? Number one fan, baby. Listen to this, Donny boy. Listen to this. Before coming into the World Cup final, if you combine the times of Argentina's goals scored in this World Cup, 616 minutes. I've got it here. 616. Messi scored his first ever World Cup goal on 616. 06 in Germany, which is connected to war. That's why there's been all these wars. You'll see in my World Cup book why Germany went out with 225 points and every game they were connected to 83. And World War II began 83 years ago. You'll see it all. Brady born 83, just won a game in Germany. I told people on my website Brady had dropped to 6 and 8. All the world wars have begun on 68 date numerology. The Bucks were leading 17-0 and got beat because they weren't going to let Brady go 7 and 7 the year he was born. It's too obvious. 6 and 8 for the wars. It's what happened. So you've got all this Christmas riddle. Argentina so connected to 35. Let me go back to that 616 actually. Messi's first World Cup goal was Argentina's 6th goal against Serbia, and he played 16 minutes in that game. 616 on 616. 616 is the alternate number of the beast. Argentina came into the World Cup final, combined the timing of the goals, 616 minutes. 6 plus 16 is 22. 22nd edition of the World Cup. It was in 2022. It was 2-2 after 90 minutes. Maradona died exactly 22 weeks after Messi's birthday. Harry Kane, why was he England captain in the 22nd edition? I'll tell you why Harry Kane was the captain. Because he was born exactly 22 weeks after Bobby Moore died, who captained England to the 66 World Cup final. And he was born exactly 79 years after World War I began, the 22nd prime. Kane, whose first game as captain was against Scotland, where Queen Elizabeth died. That game finished 2-2. Kane scored in the 93rd minute. That is why Harry Kane was England's captain. Watch my video about him missing that penalty. It's the most mind-blowing video you'll see. The penalty miss. The guy who said he wants to be a kicker in the NFL. Who recently did a video about the Vikings coming back from 33 points down? Me. And then shortly after, the day after, the World Cup finals, 3-3. Are you going to tell me these sports are not connected? It's all connected by a code. This is God versus Satan. Pick a side. One of the best things you'll learn through my knowledge is everything in the world's connected. You're going to have people say, what's the US president got to do with the World Cup? Well, the 2014 World Cup in Brazil began on George Bush Sr.'s birthday. The 2018 World Cup began on Donald Trump's 72nd birthday. The 2022 World Cup began on Joe Biden's 80th birthday. Satan has programmed the world to believe in coincidences. I'll say that again. Satan has programmed the world to believe in coincidences, and they don't exist. Messi's first goal was at 22-22. Didn't know that, didn't watch the World Cup final. I want to give a shout out to Kenya. Kenya, I spent the whole day with her yesterday. I didn't go back to my apartment. We hung out. We went for lunch. We went for breakfast, dinner, the whole thing. We chilled out. First time in forever, I watched a movie. She said, can we just watch a movie? I was like, okay, what is it? She wanted to watch The Conjuring, a horror movie. And for me, horror movies are comical, like embarrassing. I said, fine, let's watch it. Guess what happened in that movie? In The Conjuring, because everything's connected, which is about demonic possession, I tell you all these players are possessed. They're all possessed at that level. They're possessed. whether they're aware of it or not, but they're all aware they worship Satan at that level. World Cup, every single player at the World Cup and coach worships Satan. Every one of them at that level. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. In The Conjuring, at 3:07 a.m. is when the demons come out. 3:07. And I said, can you pause it? She went, what's up? Pause it, please. I said, pass me my phone. I need to type this in my phone for my book. And she's like, what is it? Okay, listen. Do you remember I told you about the Church of Satan? Yeah, vaguely. Yeah, so it was founded in 1966. That's when England won the World Cup, okay? They won the final 4-2, okay? Wearing red. Number 6 was the captain in 66, 666. She was like, okay. So you see there that these demons come out at 3:07. Just so you know, that's the 63rd prime. She went, all right, what do you mean, the 63rd prime? I said, just France and Argentina played today. They both began the World Cup campaign on the 59-year anniversary of JFK's assassination. He was assassinated in 63. It's like, wow. Yeah, and it began, their World Cup campaign began on 11/22. 11 plus 22 is 33, like the game finished 3-3. 11/22 can be written 22/11, the 66 triangular number going back to the Church of Satan being founded in 66. She's like, okay, slow down. This is interesting, slow down. I was like, okay. So going back to that 3:07 with the clock, all right? At 3:07 a.m. is when the demons come out. She said, yeah. England, Kenya, won the World Cup final on the 30th of July. 3:07. She went, oh my God, you just freaked me out. I went, okay, you can press play now. That whole movie is about demonic possession, about a Satanist hanging herself and sacrificing her child to get closer to Satan. I've told you these stars are sacrificing children, blood sacrifice, worshiping Satan, hating Jesus, being false prophets. Aguero doing what he did with that staged retirement, which I called the day of it, was all for Satan. But they used Jesus's numbers. Messi, brilliant. I'm going to put that in my book. I've got it, but not with this connection. Messi wears number 30 for PSG. Mbappe wears number 7, 3:07. So a lot of you will tell me, JFK, what's he got to do with the World Cup? JFK was the US's 35th president, right? He was the 35th president. I told you the ritual with Messi and Christmas Day, which is a pagan celebration. Christmas Day is 12/25. That is 35 times 35 is 1,225. Give me a second, actually. These sirens, is it Satan trying to put me off my game as I have 42 likes? Hit those likes up, guys. I want this to get 10, 20, 30,000 views, not a measly 2,000 that I get. All right, I know YouTube can play around with the algorithm. If each and every 2,000 people shared my video, I might finally get a bit of exposure and wake more people up. It's crazy that I only get 2,000 views. It's actually baffling. But going back to the 35, Messi wins the World Cup at age 35. All right, 7 days before Christmas Day, which is on 12/25, 35 times 35 is 1,225. Baphomet in Gematria gets you 35. Satan gets you 35. The penalty shootout was the 35th all-time penalty shootout. JFK was the 35th president of the US. He got assassinated on 22/11, the 66 try. All right, 22 plus 11 is 33. It finished 3-3. Argentina 3-3 in World Cup finals, meaning that they've won 3 out of 6 for another 36. 666, the 36 try. All right, 36. The square root is 6. 6 times 6. The Book of Revelation, the 66th book of the Bible. Argentina 6. World Cup final. Messi came into this with 6 World Cup goals. Yet at age 35, when he struggled with PSG, he's able to score 7 goals in 7 games. And 6 times 7 is 42. So Thank you for hitting the likes. I do appreciate it. And then we have Messi, who wears number 30 for PSG. Mbappe 7. 307, 63rd prime. JFK died in 63. 6 plus 3 is your 9, that number of completion. 6 times 3 is 18. Argentina, in that 18th World Cup, get their 18th all-time trophy. Messi, when he won the Under-20 World Cup, he won number 18. They beat Nigeria 2-1 in the final where he scored 2 penalties. Wait, let me sort this siren out. I've never heard this siren before. Where's it coming from? What? Guys, as soon as I got up, the siren stopped. As soon as I walked to the door, the siren stopped. What? All right, 55 likes. Just know that Sergio Aguero played his last ever professional football game exactly 55 weeks after Maradona died. And Argentina equals 55. And Satan equals 55. Yeah. Yep. Catholic equals 35. Barcelona is a Catholic club. Why do you think Maradona, Messi, and Aguero all played for Barcelona? Now get this one. Script. Mark this. Chuck Sear, before I get into what I'm about to say, there's only a few people I've learned from on my journey. Chuck's one of them. Chuck's one of them. Thank you, Chuck. Thank you. So, a lot of people don't know this. I've saved a lot of stuff for my book, which I didn't reveal to anybody. Not so much to silence them, just to be like, all right, you think that's all I've got? Aguero signed for Barcelona for 86 million. 86 million. Where he played 4 games, scoring 1 goal, 41. PSG on 41 points in La Liga right now. Okay? They got 13 wins, 2 draws. 0 losses, like 13-2. 13 times 2 is 26. Connects to your Messi and your Queen. Super Bowl 56 was 13-2. I gave you all the numbers with Messi and Super Bowl 56. Didn't I? I gave you them all. I told you, Argentina knocked out Croatia on 12-13. Captains were Lionel Messi, Luka Modric, LM. 12th letter of the alphabet, 13th letter of the alphabet. 12 plus 13 is 25. It was Messi's 25th World Cup appearance. Messi scored his first ever goal for Argentina against Croatia, and he did it on Luka Modric's debut. Messi was wearing 19, Modric was wearing 14. 1914 is when World War I began. 19 plus 14 is 33. Like the World Cup final finished 3-3, and Argentina are now 3-3 at World Cups. All right, all this stuff's in my book. If I'm going too fast, you'll have to read it 3, 4, 5 times. It's a book you could read over and over and over again. Trust me. It's going to take me a lot of work though today. So you've just got so many numbers here. I completely forgot what I was talking about. Because that often happens. Oh yeah, Aguero. No, Aguero. Wait a second. Give me 1 second. Anyway, they all played for Barcelona, a Catholic team. Messi won 35 trophies. All right, listen to this. Barcelona unveils Aguero after 86 million transfer deal from Man City. That's what I'm reading. It was a buyout clause. Aguero is the leading scorer that Eddie had, 260 goals, guys. Just like Shearer has 260 Premier League goals, it's your 26. It was all for Messi. The 32-year-old completed his medical at the Hospital de Barcelona, and he will stay in the Camp Nou for a year with an option for a second year. 86 million. All right, it was a buyout clause. So, Argentina win the World Cup one day after the Argentine Pope turns 86. Come on. I am not looking into the next World Cup or Euros. I don't even know if there is going to be another Euros or World Cup. I'll look into it then. I ain't looking into it now. There's not a chance. A lot can happen, guys. A lot can happen. Obviously, the longer I've done this, the better I've got. But it ain't easy. France, by the way, with the 33s, their dialing code's plus 33. It's just wild. The home of the Jesuits, and then the Pope is the first openly Jesuit Pope, and it's France against Argentina, Pope Francis. It's baffling. The Euros won by Italy. Copa America won by Argentina. 24 hours apart. Now France have won 2 World Cup finals out of 4. Argentina gets you 89, the 24th prime. France have a 50% win rate in World Cup finals. Satanic gets you 50. Kobe got drafted the 50th NBA draft. What is going on with this siren, man? Lots of acting in the final. I don't watch it. Piers Morgan is a female, just like Ronaldo. People asking me to watch that interview. Do you think I'm going to give my energy to 2 trannies who are smug with demons in them? Di Maria, he got the winning goal in the Copa America final after 22 minutes against Brazil. Isn't that interesting that Maradona died exactly 22 weeks after Messi's birthday? And now they've just won the 22nd edition of the World Cup. Now tell me this. Tell me this. What should I do about this siren, guys? Do I just stay patient? Because there's never been this siren in me living here almost a year. Why is it going off during this live? I might be looking too deep into it, but why is it going off? It's really like, I feel like somebody's hitting my head with the siren. I don't know what siren it is. It can't be police. No, it's not police. It's almost like a fire alarm, maybe. It's not. Usually with police sirens or a fire engine or anything or an ambulance, it goes past you and it's gone. This is coming back every 5 or 10 minutes. Angel de Maria does equal Angel of Mary. Elizabeth's middle name was Mary. You got the Virgin Mary. You should not worship the Virgin Mary. The only person you should worship is Jesus, not Virgin Mary like they do in Catholicism, which is Satanism. So, did you notice that? Geez, this siren. No, stay focused, Adam. So I know, guys, this universe is really like humorous and intense. It really is. So, you had Argentina win the World Cup in '86 with Maradona. Notice that Maradona won the Golden Ball, just like Messi's just won the Golden Ball. They both won the Golden Ball. All right. When Argentina won that World Cup final, it was the 29th of June, 29-6. Deschamps just stayed on 296 points after we got to 296 points with France. After the draw, 296, like Argentina won the World Cup final in '86 on 29-6. So it's just deep. So Argentina won the World Cup in '86 in Mexico, where I live. The siren just stopped. Guys, if the siren goes off again, I'm going to go speak with the administration to see if they can figure out where the noise is coming from. It's stopped now, but it's going to go again. I live in Mexico organically. All right. I moved to Mexico at age 28. I'm dating a girl who's 28. I'm 36. It's 8 years between us. That 8 again. I'm dating Kenya. Her last name's Valencia. And the opening goal of the 2022 World Cup was scored by Enner Valencia. You don't think this is just beautiful? How this is all just playing out? Kenya, her name's Kenya. Queen Elizabeth became the queen when she was in Kenya, and she was the queen of Kenya for 1 year. You couldn't make it up. I told you there could be a movie about my life. You couldn't make it up. The organic sinks. My close friends know them. When I went for that walk with my amazing friends, Nathan Pinder, Stephen Henderson, Amazing. We went for a walk. My mate Pinder at the end, he said, guys, we've just walked 42 kilometers. I said, what? Yeah, we've just done 42 kilometers. 42? Like the beast trains for 42 months. I went, oh yeah, I forgot about that. We did 42-kilometer walk. I walked past a bus with them that was 616. The only bus that we saw, 616. Messi's first ever World Cup goal on 616. Where he scored the 6th goal in a 16-minute cameo. And then Argentina come into this World Cup final. You combine the time of the goals at 616 minutes, the alternate number of the beast. Jurgen Klopp's birthday, 616. All right? Manager of the Reds. I want to say something to my mate who's in the chat. Andy Whale. Best friend I have in Mexico by a country mile. An absolute gift to me. He's always there when I need him. He makes me laugh. He helps me out like he fit my fan the other day. We help each other out. He's the guy where I covered and taught those 3 students. All right, where I helped them out. And Andy, if you're still there, mate. All right, Chuck's from Valencia. One of the best decoders in the game. From Valencia. I've been to Valencia a few times because it's really close to Benidorm, where I went a few times with my dad. They have a theme park close to Valencia. So, Andy, listen, mate. Can you tell everyone in the chat, what time did I start those classes with your students? What time did I have to be at the office, Andy? For those 5 days where I helped you out, what time did I have to be at the office for? To get ready. Hey, Chigozi. Hey, Faisy, Joseph. Much love to all of you in the chat. Just let me know, Andy. What time did I have to get there? Argentina's goals, 23rd minute, 2/3, 66.6%. It's Michael Jordan's. No, I didn't call France to win at all. That's a lie. It's a lie, John, but you can tell people that or convince yourself. No, I didn't say France would win. 7:30 classes. England won the World Cup final in 66 on 7:30, Andy. 7:30. The 73. So 7:30. That's when England won the World Cup. July the 30th. All right? So there's all these organic syncs. 73 is so big. Why do you think France got to the World Cup final and it was the 73rd all-time appearance at the World Cup? All right? I did 7:30. And what time did I work to, Andy? I can't actually remember. Was it 2? I don't know, but it was definitely started at 7:30. I had an amazing time with those kids. So getting my likes and comments pushed out of YouTube, it's what happens. They delete comments. They lie about my numbers. I've seen videos of mine that had, say, 85 likes. I've gone back 2 hours later and they have 75. There's no way that amount of people have just decided to unlike my video. It's just no way. So it was 2 p.m. All right, I don't really have much for 2 other than France staying on 2 World Cup wins. Got their second loss in the World Cup final in the 22nd edition. So I told you all that Messi played for Barcelona and he plays for PSG. Both of those clubs were sponsored by Qatar Airways. PSG is sponsored by Qatar Airways. Their owners are from Qatar. Messi played at Barcelona, who was sponsored by Qatar Airways. Messi just wins the World Cup in Qatar, where he was the ambassador. Okay, because it connects to the end times, the book of Revelation. You've got to look into the Saudi prince, MBS, the Saudi prince, the 37-year-old right now. So connected to Princess Diana's death. All right. He was born, all right, the prince of Saudi Arabia was born exactly 12 years after Princess Diana died. She died in France. Diana Francis Spencer. All right. And you have France, Argentina, connected to Pope Francis. Come on. So I'll go back to PSG. Yeah, Qatar equals 33. Mexico equals 33. where Argentina won that World Cup in 86. Just so deep. So deep. How about Minnesota Vikings equals 201 with the 33-point comeback on the Pope's birthday? Yep. 36 points the Colts ended on. The Vikings got 36 points in the second half after being down 33-0 in the first half. The World Cup final finished 3-3. Argentina are now 3-6 in World Cup finals. And all the 36s I told you, they won the World Cup 36 years ago. You still don't believe the NFL's connected to the World Cup. Still don't want to believe it? Deny it. Deny it. You can. What about all the NFL games recently that finished with 33 points? The Bucks in a game that was 16-17. 1,617, the 33rd pentagonal number. And then you had the Rams come back in a game that was 16-17. What happened there? 33rd pentagonal number. The Rams won Super Bowl 56 on the 44th day of the year. And Argentina won their first World Cup in 78, 44 years ago. And the referee for the 1986 World Cup final was born in 44, and now he's 78, like Argentina's coach is 44, and he was born in 78, the year Kobe was born. So going back to Paris Saint-Germain, Paris, the home of the Jesuits, why do you think Michael Jackson, the Baphomet worshipper, has a child called Paris? Why do you think you had Paris Hilton? All right, another bloke pretending to be a woman. Paris Saint-Germain, guys. Who plays for Paris Saint-Germain? You had Neymar, first of all, sign for Paris Saint-Germain for 222 million euros, 222. Like Order Out of Chaos. And then there's a documentary called Neymar, the Perfect Chaos. And then Pele played for New York Cosmos, and Cosmos is the antonym of chaos. Now they both have 77 goals for Brazil. I told you about 77. You had Flight 77 with 9/11 that hit the Twin Towers 77 minutes after it took off on the 77th Meridian West. You have Boris Johnson, the 77th Prime Minister of England, stepped down on 7/7 on the 17-year anniversary of the London bombings, 17, the 7th Prime. That's why KDB wears 17 for Man City and 7 for Belgium, because 17 and 7 go hand in hand. Why do you think England got to the final of Euro 2020 on 7/7 and lost the final on 11/7 and 11 times 7, 77? Because it's all coded. So Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who's one of Paris Saint-Germain's biggest icons, or should I say cons, he said before the World Cup began, it's already been written for Leo Messi to win it. I wasn't sure if that was a trap. It's things like that that take me off my game at times. I wasn't sure what he did by that, but I'll reveal it. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, all right, that big-nosed Satanist with a big old demon inside of her, said that it's already been written for Messi to win the World Cup. I've got the article. I did a live about it. I didn't know if they were making it too blatant, but they did. Because the Kabbalah, they have to speak the truth in plain sight. But they'll give you, half of them give you truth, half of them lie. So you end up getting confused. It's what Russell Brand does to you. It's what Joe Rogan does to you. What Elon Musk does to you. They give you, spit you half-truths. And you end up being more confused. I don't give you that. I just give you hard facts, mate. Pretty much. That's what Zlatan said. He's come out and said it. Now let's look at the goal scorers in the World Cup final, shall we? Who scored? Who opened the scoring? Messi. After 23 minutes. I've told you all of you, each and every single one of you that listens to my work, that Messi is beyond connected to Michael Jordan. Undeniably connected to Michael Jordan. Done so many videos about it. Now you have this. Michael Jordan wore number 23. All right? Which is 66.6%, 2/3. Messi scored the opening goal of the World Cup final after 23 minutes. I don't know how many penalties he got. I'll have to look into it. but nearly all of his goals in this World Cup were penalties. Going back to Messi, by the way, Argentina won the World Cup in Mexico in '86 with Maradona. Messi, he scored his first ever World Cup goal in 2006 after 88 minutes. 8 times 8 is 64. He got his 8th World Cup goal. He did it against Mexico, like I predicted he would. Do you know how many games now Argentina have played at the World Cup in their history? 88. Why do you think Mbappe's last goal of the game was after 118 minutes, which is 11 times 8, which is 88? Why do you think Ronaldo has 118 international goals? 11 times 8, 88. Why do you think Harry Kane has played 11 games at the World Cup and scored 8? 11 times 8, 88. A cult gets you 88. The World Cup began exactly 6 days after King Charles turned 888 months old. England got knocked out in the last 8. Watch the video about that. Much love to Chad. So Michael Jordan won number 23. Messi opened the scoring in the World Cup final. 23 minutes into it, it was his 172nd appearance for Argentina, and Michael Jordan was born on 17/2. And the game was 172 days after the 36-year anniversary of Argentina winning the '86 World Cup final. How do you like them apples? 17 times 2 is 34. Argentina won the Copa America. Messi led them to it at age 34, and the final was his 34th appearance in the competition. Jesus sacrificed himself for our sins on the 3rd of April. 3-4. All right. Messi plays for Paris Saint-Germain, who are sponsored by Air Jordan. Zlatan Ibrahimovic, one of PSG's biggest icons, he came out, said that it was already written for Messi to win the World Cup. And then, who scored in this World Cup final? Messi plays for PSG. Di Maria played for PSG with Messi and with Mbappe. Just recently went to Juventus. The old lady, which connects to Queen Elizabeth, which I've done videos about Juventus. Why Ronaldo went there. The old lady. And Mbappe. So Messi plays for PSG. Di Maria played for PSG. Mbappe plays for PSG. The club sponsored by Qatar Airways. They're the goal scorers in this. It was Messi's 201st opening goal in a match. That is absolutely remarkable. The guy who stayed in room 201 because he wasn't there with Aguero, who was his roommate. Well, wait till you see all the images I have of Aguero. And I'm going to give you my Aguero code. Do you know what makes me sick? They told us Sergio Aguero quit professional football because he had heart complications at age 33. Why is there an image of him in the changing room at the end of the game with the World Cup trophy smoking a cigar? I've got the image. Why is Aguero smoking a cigar after he's just had heart problems and he had to retire? Why did he come off the pitch at the end with a big grin on his face holding the World Cup in the same pose as Maradona? Why did Aguero marry Maradona's daughter and then have a child called Benjamin and the godfather's Messi? Godfather. God is our father. What do they have to do? Make Messi the godfather of Aguero's son? That's not even his. Because Aguero is a female. Yep, that was Aguero's celebration. Double devil horns, all mocking devil tongue. Bleached his hair blonde. For me, that indicates they've gone to the next level of Satanism. Shortly after he retires and his beloved Argentina win the World Cup. Messi room with Aguero in all the competitions. Wow. Wow. Messi's 6th final appearance for Argentina. He's won 2 out of 6. And what was his 26th appearance at the World Cup? Big Queen number. Read my Queen book. Andrew Tate smokes cigars. Every time an NBA team win the NBA, LeBron smoking cigars, Michael Jordan smoked cigars, Kobe cigars. When Real Madrid won it, Ancelotti's on the cigar. Clearly, it's some sort of satanic ritual with the cigar. I don't know if it's gematria or what it is. Or they're smoking cigars as if to say, this is so easy. We're just dismissing the world. That's what you say. Smoke a cigar. Like my mate Thomas Lockwood, one of the few people I messaged yesterday because I have nothing but love for him. He had Argentina because of my code. He thanked me. He got all the Chinese for his family last night. I won a ton of money. I said, please, mate, cover France now to lift the trophy and cover the draw. Because you don't know what they're going to do. I've said, in these games, they can have 2 goals in a minute. I said that to somebody else, actually. I said, in these games, there can be 2 goals in a minute. About 20 minutes after, Mbappe scored 2 goals in a minute. The guy was like, how do you do this? I went, I've seen this script too many times. So Thomas got an Argentina before the tournament began. He got a Messi golden ball, which wasn't my pick. That was his own. And then he covered the draw on France, and that hit. And then Argentina lifted the trophy, the World Cup. So that all hit. Another guy won 27 grand off my pick. Didn't send me a tip though, which just seems a bit harsh, 27 grand. But again, it's his pick. He won it, not me. He won it. He put the bet on. He don't need to tip me at all. And I said, mate, you better hope Argentina lift this, because if they don't, if France win it, Mbappe is going to get the golden ball, who they call the golden boy. I was like, I said, whoever wins the penalty shootout, of course, gets the golden ball. They would have given it to Mbappe, won it, 8 goals, World Cup winner. But no, his reward for dating a tranny and being open about it was winning the golden boot. Just like Kane won the golden boot in 2018 with 6 goals. Awful footballer. Mbappe disappears in the quarterfinal and the semi-final. He was due a big game in the final. But ultimately he lost it. What the heck was that? So if you read all the stats now, they're really promoting Messi as the GOAT. The most goal involvements ever a World Cup, Messi, 21. I think it is. 21, yeah. Most successful dribbles in the history of the World Cup, Messi. He's got pretty much every stat going for him to now officially call him the GOAT if you're going off stats. Yes, you have a few players that have won more than one World Cup, but if you're going off stats, individual stats, there ain't anyone that has his stats at a World Cup. And now he's got a literally, like Maradona didn't get the World Cup winning goal, did he? Messi did. All coded. Is Argentina the most obvious win in recent history of the World Cup? Yes. I thought the riddle was too good. It was that good, it scared me. Because it seemed too obvious. Literally, the only thing that put me off Argentina was, without me going all in, 100% all in, was it was too obvious. And then I've said this to myself recently. No, it wasn't too obvious. I'm just getting too good at this. So it's not too obvious. I've called hundreds and hundreds of games with codes like the one I did for Argentina that hit. I've got to start remembering that the average person in this world doesn't have a clue about how coded the world is. So yes, the Argentina was my first ever pick. Then it became England with them as well. Because the Queen, who I predicted a death. And her death was all connected to this World Cup, connected to the upcoming World War III that we're going to have, connected to the economic crash, which is going to rarely happen. All that stuff. When all that happens, I don't necessarily need anyone to pat me on the back because it's not a good thing for humanity. Is it? That's when people start saying they wish they listened to me. It might be too late for them then. Andrew Tate is absolute mockery. Yep. Did you see how Giroud and Dembele got took out after 41 minutes? Giroud wears number 9 and Dembele 11, like 9-11. Did you see that? Did you see Giroud knocked out England with the winning goal exactly 42 weeks before his 37th birthday? Told you, I make notes of all of this stuff because it all connects. And what's still laughable is I said Argentina, England, and Brazil, one of them wins it. Yet they always bring up England and Brazil and don't mention that I had Argentina first before anyone in the community. Does that make any sense? It doesn't really, does it? When you actually break it down. But that is the world we live in. Ignore that I said Argentina, pinned the post, raved on about it in lives after lives, but focus on the England one. If you decided to think my England code was better and you bet on England and lost, that ain't my problem. Because I raved on about Argentina multiple times on Patreon, website, lives, WhatsApp messages, emails to people. All there. It's all there for you to watch. Before the World Cup began, what I said about Argentina, it's all there. All there. So, Coca-Cola, yeah, I can see your comments. They don't flip the scripts in the World Cup. England pulled out the finals ritual. Yeah, England got that trophy with the women 56 years after 66. The Lionesses. Again, loads of people said, you did say with the Lionesses winning it, that could have screwed your England riddle. They gave England those Euros with the women 56 years after 66. Those so-called women, the Lionesses. And then England got to so many finals this year. Just suddenly, they were amazing. Whatever the sport. Netball, cricket, rugby, football. Suddenly, the Queen dies and they're in the final of all these major tournaments. I said Argentina 18 months ago. I've got a video about Aguero from a year ago. It's my main video now that I've put on my YouTube. Just silence people. All about Aguero retiring at 33, a sacrifice for Argentina. And then the World Cup final finishes 3-3 and Aguero appears on the pitch. And he's holding the World Cup up. And he's got Messi on his shoulders. What more do you want from me? The only reason other people had Argentina after me is because of Pope Francis. That's all they saw. And it is obvious if you just think it was just about him. It wasn't just about him. But Pope Francis is a false prophet. He heavily works for Satan. And when he signs that deal, when the Vatican meet up with the Arabs of Saudi Arabia, that's when you're going to see the rise of the Antichrist. The Antichrist comes before Jesus, guys. There's going to be mass death whilst the Antichrist is truly running the show when the world's aware of it. Mass death. Did England win the rugby too? I think they won one. Cricket, rugby, women's football. What about when I called O'Sullivan to go 777 in snooker? 9-1 this year. Did. Another future. Ronnie O'Sullivan. 7 world champions. 7 UK championships. 7 masters. It became 7-7-7. Messi, 7 Ballon d'Ors, 7 goals, and 7 World Cup appearances at this World Cup. So again, let's not forget Argentina won this penalty shootout 4-2. The beast reigns for 42 months. And the player who scored the winning penalty wears 4 for Argentina and 2 for Sevilla. No, Sevilla won 3 Europa Leagues in a row, the same time Real Madrid won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. I told you all, did a video about it. Benzema announced that he would not be playing at the World Cup with 42 days left in the year. So many 42s. Could have benefited England. Could have benefited Argentina, which it did. Brazil's number was 22. Their riddle was 22, and then they got knocked out with 22 days left in the year. Where Neymar only scored 2 goals after he signed for PSG for 222 million euros. So you're going to find riddles here. People say you'll find riddles for everything. Again, if you have any type of common sense and you're not greedy, if you would have took Argentina, Brazil or England before the World Cup began, like I said, and that's all you bet on in the World Cup, you'd have a really nice profit now. That was my advice. Go back and somebody said put together a video of everything you've said just to back it up. I don't need to do that. The people that I care about know what I did and what I've called at the World Cup and what I call in the NFL every week and what I call in the NBA and what I did in the NHL and what I do in snooker and what I do in pretty much every sport. I coded in the Olympics, the men's winner of the Olympics, golf, and the women's before it began, golf. I don't really need to worry too much about people, but it is hard at times to keep my mouth shut. So you're the best, Adam. Thank you. Thank you about that. It's nice to hear the recognition. So what else have I got for you? This is just hardly anything. Like I said, I raved on about 8 and how a new nation would not win the World Cup a year ago. Mbappe wins the Golden Boot with 8 goals. 8 penalties were taken in the World Cup final. All right, 8 minutes of added time. The shootout ends 4-2. 4 times 2 is 8. Messi and Argentina lost the World Cup final 8 years ago. 2014, like 21-4, when the Queen was born. Just know as well, I need to put that in my sevens. Let me put that in my sevens. I was born, where's my sevens? Another 7. So remember, I was born a span of 77 days before Argentina won the World Cup in 86. I was born 7 days after the Queen's birthday. I was born, wasn't I? 14-4. On my dad's birthday, the father and the son. Let me check how old that demon was then. So she was born April 21st. On 1926. I was born 4/14/86. I was born in 86. All right. So how old was she when I was 86? Oh my word! Jeez. Elizabeth, we're connected, darling. That's why I predicted your death, baby. We're very connected. All these 60s that I rave on about. She was 60 years old. 60 years old. The year I was born. $60. Remember Kobe's last ever game in the NBA? He got 60 points. Messi, his first ever goal for Argentina was in a 6-0 win. His first ever World Cup goal, sorry, 6-0 win. Maradona, born in 60, died at age 60. And the Queen turned 60 7 days after I was born. So I was born 7 days after the Queen's, 7 days before the Queen's 60th birthday. 7. Another 7 for why I'm charging $7. Oh, by the way, I was driving from Kenya's this morning. I was speaking to Red Pill Monkey, Joey, and a few other people. I said, wait, stop. Can't remember who I cut off. It might have been Andy, my mate Andy. One of them I cut off. I said, stop. I was at the traffic light, the first traffic light. The car in front of me, number plate 86266. Pope Francis is 86, 266 Pope. I took a photo of it. I was like, come on. Come on, come on. What else do I have? Oh, Didier Deschamps got his 26th draw as France coach for another 26. A number I've raved on about with the Queen. He got his 26th draw. What about how Argentina won the 2022 World Cup final exactly 1-9-0 3 weeks after Argentina won the 1986 final? 1-9-0-3. And they won it 193 days before the upcoming anniversary of Argentina winning the World Cup in 1986. The Georgia Guidestones came down 42 years after being erected, and they were 19 foot and 3 inches, 193. Argentina lost the first ever World Cup final in 1930, 193, 4-2 to Uruguay. They both have the sun in the flag, 193, the 44th prime. Argentina equals 44. Argentina won their first ever World Cup 44 years ago. Super Bowl 56, which was all connected to Pope Francis and the royal family and Revelation, was the 44th day of the year. Notice Argentina knocked out Croatia, who have a 4-4 record with penalties at the World Cup. Argentina's coach is 44 years old. The ref of the game in 1986 was born in 44. Ronaldo knocked out the World Cup exactly 44 weeks after his birthday, 37th, 37 again. Now, this next bit I'm going to reveal to you, I've only revealed to my website. But I'm going to reveal it to you. You know, I talked about all these 42s. The referee in this World Cup was from Poland. Remember, Hitler invaded Poland. That triggered World War II. Lewandowski, last goal for Poland in this World Cup was Lewandowski's penalty against France after 90 minutes plus 11, 9-11. Or you can see that as 101 minutes to 26 prime for Messi. Well, the referee for this World Cup final was born exactly 42 years after the referee in the 86 final. Exactly 42 years. It's in the book. And what I'm going to do as well, I said this to Kenya. I said, she was like my agent at one point, right? I said, because I was driving, I said, wait, Kenya, put this in your phone and text me. She said, what is it? I said, do this. I said, I've got a Kobe Bryant book and I've got a Queen Elizabeth book. They're both $10 each. And I'm selling this book for $7, the World Cup one. She was like, okay. I was like, okay, that's 27. Okay, that's when Brady won Super Bowl 55, right? 27. No. Let me think what I can do here. I said, do this, John 3:16. She said, what's that? Because she's not religious. She believes in God. She loves numbers, but she's not like me. And I said, do this. I said, put down 3 books for 16. 3 books for $16. And she said, okay, why? John 3:16. God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. I said, please put that in your phone, send me it. I'm going to charge $16 for 3 books, 3:16. That's what I'm going to do. So anyone new to my work, you get 3 of the most mind-blowing books for $16. All my money is going to go to flying to England to see my family. I need to tell you a personal sync here. So before I say this, on December the 11th, 12-11, 12 plus 11 is 23, like Messi scored after 23 minutes to open the scoring in the World Cup final. My amazing auntie, amazing, funny, generous auntie, she died 7 days before the World Cup final. And she died at age 76. 7 times 6 is 42. She died at 76. My dad called me, couldn't speak. Kenya, who I'm dating, was born July the 6th, 7/6. 7 times 6, 42. So another reason why I'm only charging $7 for this book is because my amazing auntie died 7 days before the World Cup final. And then Messi gets his 42nd trophy with Argentina. No, in his career. And 7 times 6 is 42. So any money I make from this books, I'm going back to see my family on the other side of the world. I know I was just there for a long time, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to celebrate my birthday with my dad, so we share the same birthday. I have a feeling where this world's going to go. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty in 2023. That's why I predicted the score of Super Bowl 56 will be 2023. And it did. So, yeah, the 7 means a lot to me. I've always liked that number. It's always been 11, though, my favorite since I was a child, but I've always liked 7. I think most people like 7. You'll see in my book all the reasons why I love 7. I'm not going to read them, but I love that number. 6 times 6 plus 6 equals 42. Yeah, it's in my book, but thank you. It's just crazy. All the 666s, guys. You're going to see them all. It's his number, guys. It's the number of the beast. And the beast reigns for 42 months. 666 and 42, they go together like 6 times 6 plus 6 is 42 and 4 plus 2 is 6. I told you God's 7, Satan's 6. God's always a step ahead of Satan. He's 7, Satan's 6. It's why there's 7 colors in a rainbow, but on the pride flag for the LGBTQ Satan community, there's 6 colors on the flag. That's why that Pride month, pride is a deadly sin, one of the 7 deadly sins, is in the 6th month of the year. The whole month of the 6th month. Pride month has the word demon in the middle. And I have no hate for anybody who's gay, bisexual, trans. I don't hate them. I do think it's disgraceful that they put Harry Styles in dresses and girls are attracted to guys in dresses and high heels and makeup. That's their choice again. I think that's Satan behind it all. I think it's all by design. And if I tell you demon is in the middle of Pride month, I ain't lying, am I? Am I? 2 World Cup match balls were secretly sent to space on Deschamps' birthday 2 months ago. France stayed on 2 World Cup wins. That seems like something I'm going to have to look into. Never heard of that. Didier Deschamps, by the way. His initials are 44, DD. And that's like D-Day, but obviously Argentina won their first World Cup 44 years ago. But yeah, his initials are DD. Wait a minute, didn't you say, and quote, you have enough money to live on happily for the next 2 years? Yes. Yeah, I do. To live on, that's very different to spending $5,000 to get to and from England and pay for dinners and stuff, mate. Traveling to England and seeing my family is a luxury. It's an expensive one. It was when I went. I spent, what, $7,000, $8,000, whatever it was on the trip, and getting screwed around and going out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner and going to events. If I was to stop right now, stop working for 2 years, no website, no coaching, nothing, and maintain my lifestyle, yeah, I don't have to work for 2 years. If I want to go to England and travel and, I don't know, have that real comfort of money, I'll keep doing what I'm doing. But the reality is, stuff that come out of my mouth is the truth. I could quit today and not work for 2 years. I don't want to quit. And if you're one of those people that says you should just give the book out for free, would you work for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours for free? What I'm doing with my book is no different to any other author who's putting out a book that they believe is going to be enjoyed by people. Why can't I charge people for my books when I put in hundreds of hours of research, work, dedication, mind-blowing connections? Why can't I charge people for a platform where I do 10, 15 posts a day of mind-blowing information? Ask yourself that. Why are people so rattled that people make money off sharing knowledge? What do you think it is every time you go on a course that you pay for? Or you go to university and college? You're paying for education, so-called knowledge. Why do people have a problem when it's somebody like me doing it, who's given his life to it and is one of the best in the world at it? Do you not think I should be making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year for what I share and my knowledge? Of course I should be. Do I want to get rich from it? No. Do I want to be comfortable off it and make money through inspiring people and work on my own time and leave the matrix? Yeah, and I've done that because I took a chance on myself. So yeah, I could. If I wanted to quit work today, I could quit and not work for 2 years and be comfortable. People just want to go, but they don't know what they're talking about. You said this, you said that. What are you even going on about, mate? On my website, I gave my Queen book for free. I give my Kobe book for free. I didn't have to do that. People are paying me 35 cents a day. Almost every day I put out a winning pick, hardly ever wrong. I put out content about Jesus. I put out content about psychology. I put out codes about everything imaginable. Yet people are paying me 35 cents and then I'm still giving them my books for free. Nah, not anymore. If you want my book, you'll pay for it. And I'm going to make sure with the book that you can't just forward it to your friends. Because I did that last time. Oh, Illusion, I'm going to buy your book. Do you mind if I forward it to all my friends? All right, so you're going to send my book to like 50 people and give me $10? No, I won't do that. I won't make that mistake again. There's definitely being too nice with what I do. I'm not going to be the guy doing book tours and signing stupid books. But I'm not going to have people use me, just want everything for free out of me. Like my live streams I give you for free. When, do you know, I could be charging you and I'd get hundreds of people watching them. Every time I went live, I could make probably a few $100s a day. I don't do it. There's a fine line with not letting people take the piss out of you, but also doing it for the right reasons and not just being consumed by money. I got Illusion books for free. He DM'd me his books three years ago. I don't know about 3 years ago. I didn't even have books then. I will tell you this, there's been multiple people that messaged me, and I don't know if it's true, said, hey, Illusion, I really don't have any money. I'm really struggling. Can you send me your books for free? I want to learn this knowledge. I said, are you being genuine with me? I promise you. Okay, here's the books for free. Thank you, Maverick. Adam, please check the DM. I've sent you something. Okay. I'm going to scroll into my DMs now. Adam, I need your retweet about this. Zachary Hubbard is controlled opposition. Zach always talks about base ciphers. Zachary Hubbard equals the base ciphers in Gematria. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, and Gematria Effect News is 666 when you add up the full ciphers. Yeah, I don't really want to get too much into Zach because it's anyone who has anything about them can see through her. And what Zach is doing for this community is just trying to divide it and attempting to call me out and telling the world Illusion never mentioned Argentina. He's just arrogant and egotistical, and he learned everything from me, will always be my student. Do you know how egotistical it is, him saying that I'm his student? So I don't need to talk about Zach. I exposed his picks. Close call, 90% of his picks. The clear picks he has, majority of the time he's wrong. I don't need to keep exposing him. Sports Gematria does a great job of that. I've done a great job of that. This is the type of lies that Hubbard's done about me. Do you know what he said about me? And I've got the video. Illusion called me saying, Zach, please do a video about semen retention. So supposedly I've called up Zach, who I don't even know. Never liked. At the beginning, I appreciated his work because I didn't know anything about it. It blew my mind. Never liked the guy, liked him. Never been my friend, never will be my friend. So he said, he called Zach up and said, hey, Zach, it's the Illusion. Oh, hey, Illusion, how you doing, mate? Yeah, do you mind, Zach, if you do a video about semen retention? He said that I called him up. And then this for the creme de la creme, which is maybe the funniest thing that Hubbard's lied about with me. Used to say I stole all of his work. Said I stole his Queen decode. He doesn't have a book about the Queen, does he? Like me. He doesn't have videos going back 2 years saying she would die at 96 like me. But Hubbard said this. So I've called Zach Hubbard, who I don't even know, and said, Zach, I'm really sad. What's up, Illusion? How can I help you? This is how he portrays himself, that he just helps people and he has no ego. And he's a phenomenal coder. It's cringe. It's one of the most average coders of anyone that I know at this point. And he said, I called him up saying, hey, Zach, can you help me out here? I'm really sad and depressed because I've left my wife and kid behind because of this knowledge. Guys, I don't have a child. He's told everybody that I've given up my child. I don't have one. So, Zach, why are you telling people that I gave up my child for Gematria when I've never had a kid? I'm not a dad. What are you on about? Why did you tell people that Kathy gets locked in a shed by her husband when I've met Kathy and their relationship is amazing. We went out for dinner together. They're making each other laugh. Amazing relationship. Just because Kathy likes to hang out every now and again in that big old shed that she's got, and she goes on a computer away from everyone, which everyone likes to be alone at times, doesn't mean that her husband hates her and locks her in a shed. And then I've left my child behind and I don't even have a child. Zach, you're a little demon and you're getting called out because we're living through revelation and all's being revealed. I am not your student. I am on a different planet to you at coding. And you can say that's ego this, you learned from me. Did I learn some stuff? Yeah. I've learned from about 1,000 people on my journey to get to my level. You think I've just learned from you? A guy who is controlled? A guy who is intentionally at the top or was at the top of gematria. The reason people like me and Chigozi and Joseph and all these people in the chat and Maverick, whoever else, Red Pill Monkey, Chuck, whoever it may be, is coming across this knowledge now is because God is revealing it to us. Not Zach. These Satanists and demons and the occult, they knew this information was going to come out. They knew. They understand astrology, the Bible. They knew this information was going to get revealed. So what do they need to do? They have to put somebody in a position that's going to give you just enough knowledge for you to trust them, but lead you to hell. Hubbard is trying to lead you to hell, to not believe in Christ. He wants you rattled. He wants you angry. He wants to disrupt this community. He's tried it so many times. It worked so many times. It ain't working now, Hubbard. You've got somebody in this community who is on a different level to you now. And prove it day in, day out. So keep trying to say stuff about me because it's just making you look daft. And next time, try and say my name, Zachary, instead of saying the Englishman. Try and say my name. Send them over to my channel. If you truly cared about this community and the truth, why are you not telling everyone that I've called a future in over 9 sports from the beginning? Why are you not leading them to Jesus and telling them about the book of Revelation, which everything's synced to, which you'll see in my Woke Up book? But your focus on the Jesuits and Pope Francis, just give them that little sprinkle of information and tell them this World Cup's all about the Jesuits because it's France versus Argentina and the Jesuits are behind everything. I see through you, Hubbard. When I learned about who you were, I never heard of the Jesuits. I didn't know what the Freemasons were. I fell for your whole spiel of secret societies. Why do you think they let JFK talk about secret societies? They want you to believe it's secret societies. It's not. It's God versus the devil. You're on the devil's team. I'm on God's team. God's won. You've lost and you're going down. You're going down. So that's the bottom line. I have 2 children, one called Truth, other called Seeker. You can say it's ego calling out ego. Sure. You have one. That comment you've just left is an egotistical comment wanting a reaction from me. So if you want to believe that none of us have ego, you are a fool. We all have an ego. We all need to have an ego. 66 and your 333. Yeah, add them up, you get 999, which is England's emergency dialing code. I wonder why. Let's break this down. Remember the phones growing up? Who remembers the old school phones growing up where you did that? Who remembers those phones? Somebody give me a woo-woo if you remember those old school phones where you had to twist it. You didn't dial the numbers, you twisted them. There, we've got a woo from Stan. All right? Does it make sense if you are in an emergency, you're in an emergency, your life's on the line, maybe the lives of other people. Does it make sense for the emergency dialing code to be 999? Or would it make sense to go 111? Does it make sense? No. Can the average person even think about that and even use their common sense to say, wait, does that make sense? Oh, I know why it's 999. Maybe because if you flip the nines, it's 666. And if they made it 666, the dialing code, it'd be too obvious to people. So let's do it. Let's do 999, which is basically 666. 6 and 9 is the same thing. Put them together, it's yin and yang. It's your Saturn. That's why Queen Elizabeth was coronated exactly 69 weeks after becoming the Queen. That's why the Jesuit order have to be 69 in gematria, and why they told us man went to the moon in 69 on the 201st day of the year. The Jesuit order 69201. Neil Alden Armstrong, the fake name of the Mason, aka Satanist, is 201. He never stepped foot on the moon. Satan loves 201. He's infiltrating the beautiful number that is 3. That's all he does. 666. That's your 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. You're 66, like the book of Revelation, the 66th book. 66. 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. Satan. You lost the war in heaven. You're going to lose the war on earth, but you are going to take people down with you. But this vessel that we're living in, that's not what it's about. Joe Biden warned you all, it's coming for your spirit. We're coming for the spirit of America. We're coming for your spirit. He told you that. He warned you. People just dismiss it. Just think, Joe Biden's just gormless. Joe Biden has so many numbers connected to Revelation. You don't need to talk about what he says and what he promises and is he a clone. You need to see that his numbers are connected to Revelation. That's why he's the 46th president. 46 is 66.6%. See how Argentina stayed on 47 World Cup wins, how huge that number is. We're about to have the 47th president in the US. When did they get inaugurated? 201, 20th of January. Zach's house number is 201. Again, at this point, Zach's already exposed himself. It doesn't need me. I could go on all day and expose him. There's no point. I've done it. If they come out with new phones like the IMMA Cut one, predictive programming in all the movies tells you where the world's going with technology. They're always about 20 years ahead of us. So I could go on all day with my numbers for the World Cup. I ain't, because I've got to work on my book for the rest of the day. I'll code the NFL game today with the Packers. That's the only game I'll code. But I need to get this book done. And my word, it's going to be exhausting. Thanks to all of you for all of your amazing support. Just know as well that Di Maria was born on 14/12, just like Ericsson. Di Maria had a cardiac arrest. No, he didn't. Ericsson had a cardiac arrest. Di Maria does the heart celebration. And we know that Valentine's Day is connected to hearts. Maradona, 8 World Cup goals in 21 games. 8-2 won the 142nd prime. 14-2 is Valentine's Day. Maradona died of a heart attack. So if you want to know why Di Maria does the heart celebration, the guy born on Valentine's Day, you know why. You know why Ericsson had a cardiac arrest who was born on Valentine's Day. You know now why Maradona died of a heart attack, or at least that's what they tell you. Zach was bragging about being the most important person in history. Zach said he's more important than Nostradamus. He said Nostradamus doesn't have shit on me, and he's calling out my ego because I think I'm the best coder when it comes to sports, and I think I am. I ain't comparing myself to Nostradamus. Nostradamus ain't got shit on me. I've called everything. I know everything. And he's telling people that I'm egotistical because I think I'm better than him. I am better than him. I've proven it. I have. So, yeah, that's a different level of arrogance, saying that Nostradamus hasn't got shit on me. I've called everything. I'm never wrong. It's laughable, really, isn't it? It's somebody who's delusional. Literally delusional is Zach Hubbard. I feel sorry for him. So, Illusion, you should use Twitter Spaces. What's that? I hate social media. I don't have Facebook. I rarely use Instagram. Twitter's been really good for me. I have 7,000 people on there now. Again, just imagine for me if every one of those people bought my book for $7. That would be me buying lobster for my dad. But I know people won't. They'd rather spend $7 on a pint of beer and a bag of crisps, baby. Nostradamus used to watch Zach. Yeah, I think Nostradamus learned from Zach. So did Einstein. So did pretty much every philosopher. They owe everything to Zachary K. Hubbard. I owe my whole life to Zach. I owe my whole life to him. Everything that I've achieved in my life, I wouldn't have it if it wasn't for Zachary K. Hubbard. So thank you, Zach. And can you send me your best picks? Well done, guys. To all the winners, if you took my bet of France or Argentina to lift the trophy, sure you won. There we go. Joseph from Seattle. He won $666 from my pick. Well done, Joseph. For measly $5, you cheapskates can't support me. Well, look at Joseph here from Seattle. He just won $666 on Argentina. And you know why? Because I told him that Argentina or France would lift the trophy. He chose Argentina. You don't have to send me a tip or anything, Joseph. It's fine. But once again, Hubbard saves the day. Argentina win the World Cup in a blatant Pope Francis ritual. Support the movement, guys. Because I can code everything. Mate, you appeared in my live stream stealing my work. I talked about Argentina 18 months ago. You're never in my live streams. I talk about the World Cup, you appear, and then you start coding it. You said Morocco were going to knock out France, didn't you? And then you told everyone you said it would be France-Argentina final, but you said that Morocco would beat France. How does that make sense? So yeah, the only reason you knew about the knowledge of Morocco was because of Rambo, who's amazing. I used the king of Morocco in my codes. It's in my book. So you're laughable, Zach, and you're only talking about me because I have an audience now. So you know if I talk about you, it gives you publicity. Let you have your little publicity. You're going down, brother, and you know it deep down. You're a fanboy of me, aren't you? You're a fanboy of me. Sorry, teacher, for calling you out because I am your student. So, yeah. I've got to crack on with this book, guys. Woo! Zach does have female energy. Is literally like a hormonal teenager, is Zach Hubbard. That's all Zach is. A hormonal little teenager going through a period. That's how he behaves. So, Messi, the Messiah, Leo, the Lion, gets his World Cup at age 35 for Satan. Just 7 goals in 7 games, 7 days before Christmas Day. Honestly laughable. Began the World Cup campaign on 22-11, the 66th try. Messi wins the World Cup 6 months and 6 days before he turns 36. 6 times 6 is 36. Wow. Could go on for hours here, but like I said, I've got a lot to do. I read the Queen book online, mind-blowing. I will definitely buy the World Cup book. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Kai. Thank you very much. You used to decode, bro. Now you came here to argue about who is the better decoding. No, I don't, Martin. For the majority of the live stream, I've given you an amazing code. So that's just nonsense. Martin, do you want to focus on what I'm saying for 10 minutes about haters? Or do you want to talk about the 1 hour 43 where I've given you the most mind-blowing code why Argentina won? Stop wanting carrots on a plate, brother. Do you want to write the script for the so-called show that I put on? Do you want me to just give you all my energy and just talk about numbers for 2 hours? It's my show. I'll say what I want. If you don't like it, don't watch. I know how I do my work. My choice. I flow. And if I feel like I need to expose somebody or talk about number or focus my energy here, I do it. That's how I flow. Like Eminem in a rap battle, baby. Just give me the mic, let me look at it, and I'll just go. I don't write lines down. So don't tell me how to put together my live streams when you're the one sat watching them. So some people love me doing this, calling people out, other people don't. Again, if you don't like it, you can just pause it or leave and go back and watch it again, or just, it is what it is. I'll be me. That's who I am. That's what I pride myself on. I pride myself on that. So Bryant is the best decoder when it comes to soccer. I think Bryant will tell you that's not the case, but sure, that's your opinion. He's 7-1 in soccer finals. Yeah, he's really good at finals. I love Bryant. Is it Bryant Ramirez? Yeah, I like what he is. But again, is he doing it every day? Can he do it every single day in all the sports? That's what I'm referring to. I like Bryant. He's really good. He called Argentina 2 years ago before anyone. Brilliant. Again, if Bryant wants to come on the show, Bryant can come on the show. We used to always have good banter and share codes. I was like Bryant, really, when I always talk about Kobe. I don't know who Tutu is. I've proven that I'm open to collaborating and putting people on my show. Loads of people, coders, have said, hey, you want to come on, talk? Script's gone on, Chuck's come on, Zach's come on. A few other people I don't even know, I've let them on. 6079 Smith's been on. I have no ego to let other people talk on my show. I tell them how good they are, and I add to their code. And then if any of them ever try to call me out, I'll call them back out. Spendabs is very good. This guy who's just appeared in the chat, I think he's very good if it's the person I think it is. There's a load of great people. Ross, this Ross guy, if this is Ross from Discord, I think he was the funniest guy on Discord. I don't know if he's much of a coder, but I think this Ross guy, if it's who I think it is, I used to be on Discord all the time. I just left because I thought it was toxic and, if anything, overly competitive and could almost take you off your original pick. Usually any picks that I get wrong without being arrogant is because somebody's talking me out of my original one or myself. So that Ross guy's funny. He's a very funny guy. And when it comes to coding, I'm not sure how good he is. I can't really remember, but it's funny. I don't think he takes it too serious. But for me, I thought Discord was beyond toxic. And speaking of ego, yeah, there's loads in there. If I'm around toxic people, I become really toxic. I think it's natural. I got into a few riffs with a guy called Benji. And when I was hitting all these codes, the Benji guy, I don't know if he's still on Discord, Benji guy was going, yeah, but you don't have a Rolex watch and you're not driving a Mercedes and you're a bum and you live in a... I'm like, a bum? Gave up a $350,000 house? A bum? He made it all about materialism, which is exactly what I'm not interested in. So I was getting all these codes like, I don't care. Well, you ain't driving a Mercedes, are you? And I'm like, I don't care. I could if I wanted to, but I'm not interested. A car for me is to get to A to B. That's it. No, I ain't bothered. So you're going to get people coming at you and saying to me, Illusion, if you're so good, why don't you make hundreds of thousands of dollars gambling? I don't want to gamble. My choice. That don't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense to you. It doesn't make sense to you. It makes complete sense to me. And that's what matters. So the more popular you get in life, the more hate you're going to get, the more love you're going to get. It's part of the duality of life. I have people saying, I've changed their life. You've changed my family's life. You've saved my marriage. You've led me to God. You've stopped me from gambling. And I've had people say things like, you're a fraud. You're an egomaniac. You work for Vegas. You're a Jesuit. You're a Mason. You're a Satanist. That's why you charge $10 for your website, not knowing that God in Gematria also equals 10. So you're going to get all of that. There's going to be people in the chat saying, you said England were definitely winning it. Never did. Never said they were definitely winning it. Lie. You said France will win it. Never said France will win in the World Cup. Lie. So people will say that I gave up my child for this knowledge, and I don't have a child. So I'll do my best to ignore comments. It's very, very hard, but I'm trying. But it ain't easy, guys. It ain't easy. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Who sung that song for 10 points? I can't remember. Oh, 11 points. Somebody tell me who sung that song. It's going to annoy me now. Chad. If it's Chad who I do the videos with, it's amazing. His work's amazing. But he knows. He sent me this audio. I'm going to play it because he's bang on. And I'm at this point now. But I think he's absolutely bang on with this. Where is it? Chad. This makes so much... One second. Right. What Chad sent me here is... Wook, I'm not intentionally ignoring you, brother. I don't know who you are. I'm not intentionally ignoring you. We're not in a restaurant and you're coming up to me saying, hey, Illusion. And I'm like, I'm not ignoring you. If I miss your comment, I miss your comment. I'm not ignoring you. What is it that you want me to read? Right, listen to this from Chad. This sums it up for me.
I hope it does, because it's going to be a fantastic book. But I'll be honest, bro, people are ignorant and fools. You can give them the truth in the face and they still ignore it. It's like they're just on side to try and hate or to disprove, even though let's just say they know sports is fixed. In their heart, they believe that. You give them proof in your book and they'll just try and discredit your side of the day, right? Even though that's what they believe. I don't know whether it's hate or jealousy sometimes, mate. But obviously never stop doing what you're doing. I just know that the majority of these fuckers are going to stay asleep, my brother. At least we're woke and we'll get a few of them. You know, when you're throwing out a fishing rod, it's not how many you catch, it's down to how big that one fish is. There's some analogy of that in the Bible, bro, when Jesus throws all his fish back and catches a one. You know what I mean?
So it's bang on. There's a lot of people in this community that are finally open to that pro sports are rigged. They think it's the Jesuits or whatever, but they're open to the fact that sports are rigged and corrupt, like what happened in that Vikings game. But when you give them this hard information, like the Vikings come back from 33 points down, exactly 33 weeks. 33 weeks before the anniversary, after the anniversary of the Church of Satan being founded. Exact. So then I'll give them this book. They'll read the book to try and find one thing that might not add up, or a spelling error, or no. Benzema didn't win that amount of Champions Leagues. He won that amount. So this whole book doesn't make sense to me now. So a lot of people in the soul, they know politics is corrupt. They're starting to think sports are corrupt, that maybe the medical system's corrupt. Kind of know it or feel it. But when somebody gives them hard, concrete, mind-blowing information to back up their gut feeling, they do everything they can to protect the Matrix. They want to protect the Matrix. The movie told us that. The Agent Smiths. They want to keep you in the Matrix. People are too in love with it, like they're in love with the world. My Queen book is for those people out there who are open-minded, who have a gift with numbers. My World Cup book is for anyone who's ever been a professional football fan. You don't even need to understand the code. There's barely any gematria in the book when you're talking about the bullshit calculator. It's date durations, it's historical patterns, it's the symbolism I've been talking about. Anyone who's ever watched a professional football game is going to read that book and go, wow. Wow. Only if they read it. If they get the first page and instantly say, no way, what's he on about? If they see any biblical verses about Jesus, do you know how many people are going to buy the book, see a biblical verse, and then put the book down. I ain't reading this. He's talking about Jesus. I ain't reading this. Closed-minded, spiritually blind. There's going to be people doing it. Illusion, there's best sports decoder in the world, but because you started talking about God, I'm not supporting your website anymore. Maybe 4 or 5 people have sent me emails saying that. Because I talk about God, they can't support my work anymore. Why can't you go on someone's website, take the things you enjoy, and the stuff that you're not interested in, just bypass? I post enough content. Do you remember the girl who left my website? I love your work, but what you said about Christmas Day, I'm leaving your website. I can't believe what you said about Christmas. Left my website because I called out Christmas. Why can't she just say, all right, don't really agree with him there, but I still love what he does? Why leave my website? She probably left it to save $10 to buy a Christmas presents. Which again, Christmas is all about ego and gluttony and gimme. Give me more food, give me another glass of wine, give me more presents, give me more movies. That's what it's all about, Christmas Day. Nothing to do with Jesus Christ. Never was born on that day, born 9/11. Holy Spirit tells me that. Do I have proof of it? Nah. Do I have proof that Christmas Day is satanic? Nah. Numbers indicate it. History indicates it. Santa being an anagram of Satan indicates it. Can't prove it. Still can't even prove this World Cup was satanic. Can't prove it. The word Satan loves, he loves it when people are arguing about proof. And then he gives you proof, which is lies. DNA stated this. Did it though? DNA, Satan behind it. Did it? And again, watching The Conjuring, which I watch, because I don't have a TV, I don't watch Netflix, don't have Disney Plus, any of it. What's The Conjuring? And at the end, it was like, this is based off a true life story. And just because they show a black and white photo of a family and a child and has the name below it, people believe then that must have been true. Just because there's photos with their name below it, that they were demonologists back in the 70s. So it must have, look, it's based on the true story. Look at the end. Is it though? Yeah. Well, so that whole movie we've just watched, was that real? No, it was a movie. So what makes you think the end part of it was real? Because that's what they said. This is them. So that's what they said. So I know with the way I approach things, when I tell my friends, I don't want to talk about your movie or Premier League. Well, I don't want to talk to you then anymore. What do you mean you don't want to talk to me anymore? Because I don't want to talk about movies or the Premier League? Yeah, look after yourself, Adam. Look after yourself, Edders. What? But have you just fallen? Have our friendship just ended because I don't want to talk about movies and Premier League? Wow, okay. Have a good one. I'm shattering illusions. It ain't why I do it, but the truth hurts. And what I'm doing is basically putting people in rehab. Rehab's painful, isn't it? Accepting it all. And when people leave rehab, they either become clean and changes their life, or they go back to their old ways and more often become even worse than they were before. I had to go through rehab with this knowledge. It ruined me. It ruined me for weeks, maybe months. My whole outlook on the world was negative for maybe a month. And I thought that there was nothing I could do about it. Oh man, how naive and weak I was. And I got through it. Anytime I got codes wrong with sports, I didn't give up. Do you know how many people have started Patreons and then given up because they got a few picks wrong and a few people complained at them? It's not in my DNA to give up. Doesn't matter when or how you celebrate God. All that matters is that what is in your heart. God knows the love in your heart, and that is what counts. No, I agree with that. God knows everything. There's doing things, and then there's the reason for why you're doing it. It's very different. It's very different. Cause no harm to anybody else. That, like, physical altercations, violence. It's very hard to live a godly life in a satanic world. We're surrounded by sin. God doesn't hate sinners, he hates sin. He hopes eventually that you'll see through Satan's traps and his lies and get closer to him. He wants to be your father. Satan's the father of lies. Most people worship him and his lifestyle and his values. Not the 7 virtues of God, the 7 deadly sins of Satan, because the 7 deadly sins are more enjoyable. They're more thrilling. The virtues people find boring. That's why we've got YOLO, you only live once, which is youth obeying Lucifer's orders. If you believe that this is it, you live once, the jackass mindset, all right, that type of lifestyle. Why do you think they promoted stuff like Jackass to dumb down generations, make you feel like you only live once? All right, all the rappers singing about it, you only live once. So go party, go get drunk, go try drugs, go do these wild things. Avicii, although I like his music, all right, his songs are all about that, implying that this is it. You get one go. Now we're eternal spirits, and you're either going to heaven or hell. In my opinion, can't prove it. But I ain't falling for the YOLO. If I was to die tomorrow, I know that I don't die. Just this character goes, this vessel. I ain't going anywhere. My spirit's ascending out of this so-called matrix we live in, which is not designed by artificial intelligence, it's designed by Satan. But God gave Satan permission. God is limitless, Satan's limited. God's the creator, Satan's a creation. Understand that in your head, you're halfway there. Dismiss God and Satan, you're lost. You're lost. So, what else have we got? When you're talking about why I'm doing my live stream now about the World Cup instead of the day of, because I have a life. I didn't sit in front of a screen eating pizza watching the World Cup final. I was with Kenya, having an amazing day, laughing, joking, doing whatever else we did. I'm going live now because I've got time to go live. If I would have coded that game in play, I would have got thousands of views and I would have called it T by T. Why do you think Argentina scored after 36 minutes? Why did Messi score after 23, which is 66.6%? 23, the 9th prime, which is 3 times 3. Like they're now 3-3 in World Cup finals. I could have done all of that. I could have said, hey guys, look, 41 minutes gone. France have just taken off 9 and number 11. 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day after the anniversary of Bin Laden's 11-year death anniversary. Would have called it bang on. I didn't want it. Hey guys, look, Argentina about to win. On my phone, guys, bro, I really wish this is 4-2 Argentina on pens. Yeah, that would be amazing. What was it? It was 4-2 on pens. And then the winner who got the winning goal was number 4 for Argentina and 2 for Sevilla. 42, made it 4-2. I could have told you all that. Why do you think, who missed the penalties? Who missed the penalties? All right, I'll say this, see if anybody notices it right before I go. In that World Cup final, what did you notice about the players that missed the penalties? Somebody leave the comment, then I've got to go. Winning pen scorer had pentagrams on his neck too. Didn't see that. This Scotty O'Beats is fantastic as well. All right, Revelation chapter 18's nailed it. Did you talk about the Vikings win? Yeah, I've got a video about it. Does it mean they're going to the Super Bowl? No, it doesn't. Does it mean they have a great riddle to get there? Yes, connected to the Queen. But no, I haven't talked about why that game connects to them winning it. But I've revealed why it was 33 and why the Colts sacrificed a 33-point lead and Jesus sacrificed himself in 33 AD for our sins. Closest Satan can do is mock Jesus in an NFL game. Again, if you watch The Conjuring, guys, the demons hate Christ. Watch the movie The Conjuring, they hate Christ. What's an exorcism? What do they do when they perform an exorcism? You throw the holy water on the demon and it goes insane. Still don't believe in this stuff? Don't. So what we got here, Revelation chapter 8, got it right. The only players that missed penalties in the World Cup final were black. Now let's go back to the Euro 2020 final. What did you notice about all the players that missed penalties for England in the Euro 2020 final? What did you notice about them? What did you notice about them? Revelation chapter 18, I'll give you the 42 in a moment. All right, I'll tell you. The players who missed penalties in the Euro 2020 final for England: Rashford, black. Sancho, black. Saka, black. The two white players scored: Harry Kane, Harry Maguire, number 9, number 6 for the Queen, 96, the age she died. Wait, can you repeat what you noticed with the players who missed the penalty? The only players that missed penalties in the 2022 World Cup final were black players. Black. Black Lives Matter. They've given us all of that. The only players that missed penalties for England in the Euro 2020 final were black. Not me being racist. Satan, I've told you during this whole World Cup, Satan hates Africa. He hates black people. I don't know why. That's why Africa, the continent, has just been destroyed. So much extreme poverty there. Wars. Black players. That's why I was like, Morocco ain't winning the World Cup. Satan won't let an African nation win it. He won't. Going back to 42, let's count up the... But you can justify and say 80% are black. Is 80% of England's squad black, mate? Is 80% of England's squad black, or the majority of them white? Who was black in Euro 2020 for England? Rashford, Saka, Sancho? Who else was black? I'm sure there would have been a few more. Who were black? You've got people like Pickford white. You've got Kane white. Grealish, Henderson, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, all white. Foden white. Like Trent, maybe. You got Trent and Sterling. So, Garden of Eden was in Africa, mate. Wow, brilliant. Brilliant, Andy. Andy always feeds me gold. All right, and then supposedly they do Live Aid, where all the donations support Africa. No, it supports Satanism. All the funds probably went to the Church of Satan. Adam laying the smackdown on Lucifer. I'll keep doing it. Lucifer's a coward. Hides in the shadows. All right? It was his ego that got him cast out of heaven. It was. Biggest thing I have to be wary of with me is my ego. That's it. Everything else I'm doing, I'm bang on. My life's on the right path. Biggest issue with me is my ego. Andy knows me. I've had that since I moved to Mexico. I've had it since, I don't know, since I was about 5 years old. To just get rid of it? Nah, I ain't that enlightened. All right, I ain't some hippie who's by himself. I ain't that enlightened yet. My ego, my word, it's helped me so much in my life. It's made me better in general, but in so many ways it's screwed me over as well. Finding that balance with the ego. So, adultery, I'm not discussing adultery. I'm not getting into that. That's whatever people want to say about adultery, that's up to them. If they want to focus all their energy on people and adultery, that's fine. I won't do that. Can the Vikings be connected to the new king? Yes. The Vikings have the royal family connection, I've told you. I told you that. So, yeah, anyway, I said I was going to go a while ago. I appreciate you all. I've got to see my phone just doesn't stop going off. Got to crack this out, this book. Oh, I want your advice just before I go. Before you go. Revelation chapter 18, here's my opinion of how I see the main goal of Jesus Christ, okay? So you know where I'm coming from. We all have different opinions. Is this. I think God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit is one. I think, well, let's just say God. I think God wants all of us to join him in heaven, in the kingdom of heaven. I think he wants that all. I think God hates sin, but doesn't hate sinners. I think anyone within this world, if they truly repent and believe that Jesus Christ sacrificed himself on the cross for our sins, that you're pretty much on your way to heaven, in my humble opinion. And then you'll get the argument of, but what about everything that this guy did? And the people that he killed, and the things that he said, and the adultery that he performed, and the drugs that he took, and the cigarettes that he smoked, and the gambling that he did. He has to go to hell. No, I don't see it that way. I believe forgiveness is a huge part of the Bible. I just believe most people, when push comes to shove, they're not going to repent. They're too in love with the world. They'll never repent. Jesus could knock on the door and say, I'm Jesus Christ. If you repent right now, you can join me in the kingdom of heaven for the rest of eternity. If you don't, you're going to go to hell with Satan. How many are going to say, all right, I repent? They're not. I've repented. I still now know that the illusion does things that are ungodly. I ain't God. I'm living in a world of sin. I ain't God. I still drink. I'm dating a girl now and we've done you know what, and I'm not married to her. I never cheated on my wife, ever. Never once did I cheat. Never even considered cheating on my wife. Still love her to bits. My ex-wife now. Did I give up my marriage for this knowledge? A big part of it. I felt like I had to go it alone. And we both thrived since we broke up, and we both still like this. But I'm dating somebody else now. Do I occasionally listen to music that's inappropriate, that's ungodly? Yeah. Do I have a massive ego at times? Yeah. Is that ungodly? Yeah. Do I try my very best to bring people to God and see that this is a spiritual war between God and Satan? Yeah. Does that mean I'm going to heaven? No. Can I prove that there's such thing as heaven and hell? No. Can I do codes day in, day out that are practically perfect, that connect to the book of Revelation to make you consider that everything playing out now is biblical? Yes. So if you want to be the person who believes in Jesus and you think you're above everyone else in the world because you've been going to church since you was a baby, and you think that means you're going to heaven, I think you're wrong. So there you have it. What's the lotto numbers at the weekend? Probably going to take me 5 minutes to figure that out. Let me do a 5-minute decode later and I'll put it on my website. Guys, I'll do a Zach Hubbard here. 5 minutes, I'm going to leave the live stream. I'm going to decode the upcoming winning lottery numbers in every single nation. So if you support my community, $10, I'm going to give you the winning lottery numbers. Because I know how much $10 is. 35 cents a day. Yeah, that is an immense amount of money that you're giving me. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to decode the lottery numbers every single week for the rest of my life. So sign up now, guys. Give me that $10 because basically my omelet that I go for every day costs me $10. So do me that favor. But here's what my code is going to be for the lottery. It's going to be this. I believe that the winning lottery numbers, are you ready for this? You can mark this one down. I believe that the winning lottery numbers are all going to be numbers. I'll say that again if that's a bit too complicated for you. I believe in my heart, with my gift of coding, so I'm the very best in the world. Whoa, that's why I woo. I'm Mick Flair. I'm the very best in the world. Nobody can touch me. I am incredible. I believe that the winning lottery numbers are going to be numbers. Whoa. 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 So, time to crack on with my book. All right. And you might want to hedge on that. That's a good point. Scotty Beats. I did say that the winning lottery numbers are all going to be numbers, in my opinion. If I were you, I would hedge on maybe that not being the case. That's a really good advice. So Scotty Beats, one of my students, because I am the all masterful teacher. He's learning from me, aren't you, Scotty Beats? So Scotty Beats has said this. You might want to hedge on the lottery, not being numbers. That's really, really good advice. That you might want to hedge. Brilliant. I like that. I think 42 will be on the lotto this week. Probably, maybe 36, maybe 8. Let me do this now, just out of banter. Is it 6 numbers? Just going to go with my gut feeling. 3, 8, 18. I don't even know how many numbers are in the lottery. 18, 22, 36, 42. Winning lottery numbers. 3, 8, 18, 22, 36, 42. Where's the Den hiding these days? What, ZZ for your 2626? With his initials? I don't know where that bold, satanic, lanky goon is. I used to really love Zidane. I was like, how is that guy so good? Now I know. Big old demon inside of her. Big, bald clown. So, yeah, there you have it, guys. Argentina win the World Cup. If you would have got them at 11-1 when I said 18 months ago, which a lot of people did, well done. If you only bet on England and you lost, your fault. Because I said back 3 teams. Didn't I? Somebody give me a woo if you recall me on multiple occasions saying back Argentina, England, or Brazil, you're guaranteed a profit. Can somebody give me a big old woo? Oh, no, I'm going to leave you with this big juicy code here. Leave you with this big juicy one, all right? There's a big old woo there from Evolving Dragon. All right, there's a woo for Bob Anderson. No bets. Coca-Cola, again, when it comes to betting, brother, people can do whatever they want. If that's against God, I understand where you're coming from. They can do whatever they want. You said all 3 if they say you didn't. Yeah, thank you, Hayden. I said if one of those 3 don't win, I'm going to put my hands up and say I absolutely got it wrong with the future of the World Cup. But I got nearly every daily pick right. But I got it right. One of those 3 won. You just covered favourites. Yeah, because historically the favourites, one of the top 4 or 5 teams win it. That's pretty obvious. When have you ever had a massive shock in a World Cup final? Why do you think they've only had 8 nations win it? You had Argentina a long time ago. Thank you. Yeah, that's what you might say, News in Action. You picked the favourites. That's why there's only ever been 8 nations that have won it. All right, let's do them. All right, see if I can remember it off the top of my head. Every time I say a nation, you got to put woo in the chat. All right. Remember, by the way, Messi at one point at this World Cup had 11 goals in 25 World Cup appearances. 11-25 is when Maradona died. You didn't know that, did you, Zach? You didn't have a clue. So, listen, I want to woo. Number 1, I don't know the order. Uruguay. I'll do my own woos. Uruguay. Woo! Italy. Woo! Brazil. Woo! England. Woo! France. Woo! Spain. Woo! Baby. Germany. Woo! And who wants to give me the last one? Who wants to give me the last one? You got it, didn't you, baby? You got it. You got it, baby. For the 8th other nation that won it. No, Coca-Cola, it's not Morocco, baby. Argentina. Whoa. 8. Who got the golden boots in this World Cup? Kill. Like kill. Kylian Mbappe? What? Yo, Kylian Mbappe, he dates a tranny and he scored 8 goals in the World Cup. Kylian Mbappe, he dates a tranny. Woo! And he scored 8 goals in the World Cup. And only 8 teams have ever won the World Cup. Woo! Woo! And who said woo! Woo! At the beginning, woo! Woo! Of this World Cup, that it would stay that way, that there would be only 8 winners of the World Cup. Woo! Woo! How many World Cup goals has Maradona scored? Woo! That number's 8. 8, the cycle of the sun in a year, yep. No, Kenya have not won the World Cup, baby. Scotland have not won it, baby. That's where the Queen died. I've got to Kylian Mbappe. Yes, he dates a tranny and he scored 8 goals at the World Cup. I might need to do a song about that. Kylian Mbappe, he dates a tranny and he scored 8 goals at the World Cup. Now I'll make some more money. I'll just bring out songs as well. Adam, I'm taking you in for a random drug test. I'm going to test positive. Do you know what I'm going to test positive for? The Holy Spirit within me. Ah, the birds. The birds have just appeared on my balcony. Hello, birds. They love the woos. When I woo, the birds appear. Woo! Wow, there they are. I wish you could see this. Can you hear them? I'm going to go hang out with the birds. It's a glorious day today. Hallelujah. Messi got drug tested. He tested for demonic possession and growth hormones and estrogen. No, sorry, testosterone. Yeah, Messi failed about 15 drug tests, but he still won the World Cup, didn't he? Jesus is coming soon, Joseph. Excellent. Qatar for your 33. I told you they'd be the first nation knocked out of the World Cup before the tournament began. They play 3 games and get 3 losses like 33, and Qatar gets you 33. Yep, that's what happened. They were the first nation knocked out. Do you know why they were the first nation knocked out of the demonic Satanic World Cup? It's because Qatar are against gay marriage. They're against the LGBTQ community. They're against alcohol. So let's knock them out first, and let's have the guy who dates a tranny who worships Satan get the golden boot. Woo, woo, woo. I'm off. Time to go crack on with my book. It's going to be a sleepless night tonight. But if you want the book, it's literally $7 when it's done. And you send it to my PayPal, I send you the book. But before I send you it, I need to find a way where you can't just forward it, because I think that's a bit harsh. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a little bit harsh, people doing that to me. So, yeah. And if you want 3 books for $16, my word, that is an absolute bargain for John 3:16, baby. All right. Yeah, they had Messi wear a robe. Yeah, I know, it was Satanic. It was wearing the Grim Reaper robe. That's all that was. Disgusting, disgraceful. Messi, you've had an amazing time, haven't you, on earth? All right, but you're going to hell. And I saw the video of the Argentina players celebrating in the changing room. I looked into their eyes of these players. They didn't look like they won a World Cup. They looked like shit. Was it really worth selling my soul to Satan for this? Look at them in the changing room. Look in the eyes of the players. You will see that they regret what they've done. But they ain't turning back, it seems, for a lot of them. Or at least Satan's made them believe that there's no way out. There is a way out, and that's finding Jesus Christ. So I'll leave you with that. Take care. Much love. Thank you for supporting my work. Thank you for being patient with me yesterday. I finally took a day off for the first time in over 2 years. Well earned. And I'll probably take a few more off because there ain't many people in the world that's working 7 days a week, 10, 12 hours like I do. Got to look after myself as well as other people. Take care. Thank you for everything. Will you come on live tomorrow, Adam? I don't know. I usually do. I don't know. If my book's done, yeah, I'll promote it. If my book's not done, I'll still probably go live because I'm sure something goes on today that's majorly satanic, probably in the Packers game. Probably going to end with 44 points. All right. Thank you. Peace and love to you all. God wins. You better pick a side and hopefully you pick his side because surely you want to be on the winning side. Woo!